So are the Dems in panic mode and having buyer's remorse? Remember, she received no votes. She did not run in the primary. She was actually not very popular and really was not even the pick for VP. They were hoping to change her out. And now she is the darling of the left. Well, now there is some new people coming out on the Dem side saying, this may not be a good thing. Now, what are they talking about? All her policies coming out is actually driving Democrats away from her. We're going to discuss that. Some Obama and Biden officials are saying, look, she's got to own how bad this is, and we've got to kind of change policies and change routes, or we're going to lose this thing. Let's talk about that today, because that could be good news for us conservatives. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today. If you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's okay, but let us know what you think about the content of today's video. Our goal is to always bring you information that help benefit you and your family as you kind of navigate this crazy world that we live in. Common sense and wisdom. And you know, that's a good thing nowadays, especially as we have children, we have family, and we want to see America do better. Now, today we're going to be discussing Kamala. Now, she has come out, and really, the Dem platform is this. We hate Trump and everybody should vote for us. That is the Dem platform, because what is happening is as they release their goals, their plans, their initiatives, it's actually falling to pieces, and people are starting to realize, whoa, these people they really are communists. Now, why do I say that? Leader Report said that Democrats are trying to distance themselves from this price gouging measure that she's been pushing, which is pure communism, by the way. It says that we cannot put ourselves in that same camp. This is fully Kamala. They know that this is not a good thing, because what they're saying is the government has an overstepping ability to audit and regulate private entities, even down to the margins they make with profit or the cost structures that they put in as a private business. That is a big deal. And so most Democrats are saying, whoa, that's a little too much. Now, your liberals are not. They're embracing it because they're communists too. But some of the ones that are like in these conservative states that are still, you know, that's trying to win elections, especially down ballot, they're saying, I wouldn't go that far. Also, Ron Klain, who was the one leading Biden's White House. He was the chief of staff for the longest before this new guy got in. He even said, look, this is Kamala. I mean, this is who she is, and we don't agree with that. And even if she wanted to put these measures in, that would not solve the inflation or the grocery price crisis. So even Obama and Biden administration is saying what she's wanting to do actually will not solve the problem. All it's going to do is cause more problems, because ultimately if you put this cost on the grocery store, or this regulation on the grocery store, you're going to cause a lot of problems through the whole supply chain issue. And if you're trying to set pricing, government is now over-regulating something they should have never been in. Multiple Democrats also said in secret, if she tried to pass this and she tried to put this before Congress, it would die before it even got out of committee, because most Democrats are fully against it. Now, they won't list names. They'll say anonymous Democrats because they're scared to death of this DNC platform. But what they're saying is it would die in committee before it even got to the floor, because they know how outlandish it is. Even the ones that are leftists and socialists are saying this is too far, and I don't believe we're there yet. Now, do I believe that they want to overregulate you? Absolutely, I do. I mean, for instance, Kamala also just put out banning weapons across her platforms and all her handles on social media. They're saying what they're wanting to do out loud. When they're saying this, though, that's actually what people are trying to distance themselves from. And so now you're seeing Democrats say, whew, she actually is putting her what she's wanting to do out loud. Most Democrat strategists have told her, don't release anything. Don't talk about the plan. Don't talk about talking to anyone about what you're wanting to do. You just keep saying Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. And most strategists are saying that's not going to work for too long. So now she's starting to release some of the items that she's wanting to do, and those things are actually causing for more problems too. Is that really telling us exactly what we already knew? That she's a bad candidate, she doesn't know what she's talking about, and ultimately the Dems really don't have a plan? Yes. the more that she is out front, and this is what I said a few weeks ago, the more that we allow Trump to just talk policy and get Kamala in the media and making her do these kind of stories and talk about her policies, actually the better it will be for Trump, because she's not really good with words, on top of just not being a good marketer, and then she's really not good with her policies. Her policies will actually bankrupt America. So the more that we allow her to speak, the better it is. She's come out and how she's going to fix the border, fix the grocery prices. Well, the price gouging is not going to fix the grocery prices. But the border, for 3 years they've had a chance to fix it and they haven't. So the more that she speaks, the more she has to get on the defense to try to figure out what she stands for. So this is a good thing. We need to allow her to speak. CNBC, did you see CNBC the other day? They were interviewing Elizabeth Warren on this same price gouging and some of the policies that she said with capital gains tax and the fact that she's wanting to put these unrealized gains tax on Americans, especially the high income earners. And he was saying, you're going to affect the billionaires, you're going to affect the billion-dollar businesses that run most of American businesses, saying, okay, if you put in these extra taxes, I mean, her tax rates are going from like 20% capital gains to like 44%, 0% on unrealized gains to 20-something percent. He's saying, so you're wanting to go up 20 to 40% to even 60% more tax on businesses. You think those businesses are not going to pass that down to the consumer? So you're saying it's not on the consumer. However, you're going to regulate the grocery industry more and price gouging, so per se, and then you're going to add more tax to the ones that are setting the jobs up and creating it. He was even saying, as a Democrat, these policies will bankrupt America. You're talking about a chaos. So she is wanting to take corporate tax rate up from 21 to 28, 7% extra, 7% more. Currently, capital gains are 20% for businesses. Now they want it 44.6%, 24.6% more. Unrealized gains tax, 25%. So what you're doing is saying, I'm not going to cut my spending, I just want to make more money. So I'm going to penalize the businesses and the big businesses that run America. We're going to just penalize them more so we can keep on spending money. That's the goal. That's our solution to inflation problems. Not government problems. Oh, we're just going to take more of your money. Think about that now. Well, if she takes another 60%, 70% of business income, what does that mean for you as the consumer that's buying all these goods? You think that you're just going to be fine? You know what that's going to do? That's going to mean for more of Main Street problems. So then therefore that's going to allow the government to say, well, listen, we need to give more stimulus, more money to local Americans. What we're doing is we are building a pure communistic society. And you're starting to see the financial gurus and even people who are on the left saying, these are not good practices. We need to distance ourselves from that. The White House Chief of Staff under Biden even came out this week and stated that the policies that Kamala is coming up with is just the continuation of what we've done so far in the Biden administration. Now, he was trying to say Biden's done a great job and Kamala is going to do even better. Well, the truth is, if you think Biden did a great job for 3.5, 4 years, we think Kamala's going to do better. What are we looking at for the next 3 to 4 years if Kamala wins? Oh my gosh. We have had, this is the numbers we're working with for the last 3 years under under the Biden-Harris economic plan. 7.4 trillion more dollars added to the deficit. Overall inflation over 3 years, 19.4%. That means we have had a 19.4% increase of inflation in our systems over the last 3 years. We've seen wages go down around 2%, and we've seen more than 8 million people that are known cross the southern border. That's not talking about the ones that we don't know about. So is this what we want? We want a continuation of this policy? So now you're seeing, are we having buyer's remorse from the Democratic side? The more Trump speaks honestly about the economy, about closing the borders, keeping our cities safe, our schools safe, and the fact that we don't want more wars, if he talks about those only and let her try to defend these new records and new policies, it's only going to make Trump look better. Jim Rickards came out and said, look, this lady won no votes. She was not highly picked. And Trump should win in a landslide. And truthfully, if you took these frivolous polls out, Trump is winning in a landslide. But what they're trying to do is spin it so much using legacy media that it looks like there's a close race going on. Now, he also said if she talks more policy, even some of the legacy media is not going to be able to stand with her because they realize how bad these policies are, even when they are trying to cover it up. The more she speaks about taking the 2A rights away, the more she speaks about that freedom of speech is not absolute. That they actually said that. Walz and Harris said that. And then on top of that, they want to take more of your money. These are the policies you want them to talk about, because when they talk about these and they go on a long form podcast or have to do the Sunday morning specials and they talk about these things, most Democrats can't stand with that because they know that for their normal folks and who they're representing, it's going to bankrupt America. And this is the way I want to look at it too. RFK, we've talked about him lately. The Democrats have done such bad policies that you have people like the Tulsi Gabbers, the RFK, the normal Democrats endorsing and embracing the right. You have people like Elon Musk who is common sense, the richest man in the world, and wise, no matter if you like him or not, his policies. Ultimately, those are the kind of people. Bill Ackman, I mean, he's a career Democrat. Those guys are now voting for Trump. So if you see these kind of people who typically vote left now voting right, I think that is bringing more panic to the Democrat platform. Even though they try to act like it's all smoothed over and Kamala's winning, I believe they know deep down, and especially behind closed doors, this is not going to be good. And if she wins and she wants to push this could hurt us down ballot, because some of us that are in more conservative states, even though we're leftists and Democrats, this could actually hurt us because these policies are not what my people would believe in. Open borders and taking 2A rights and closing down 1A rights and making it where we're going to be overtaxed. This is the kind of stuff that Trump, J.D. Vance, RFK, Elon Musk should make sure is spreading like wildfire. The policies of Kamala will bankrupt our country. And if it doesn't, then what they're going to do is just completely reset our country, because what it's going to do is destroy our financial institutions. Because everybody that makes money and provides jobs is now going to be paying 40 to 60% more of their net income to tax. Now, we didn't say we're going to cut money and quit spending money. They're going to keep spending money like crazy. All they're going to do is try to take more money from the American people. Is that the government we want? You have two choices in this election. You have literally Harris and Walz, who has worked for government their whole lives. School system, attorney general, either way, they've both worked in the public sector, meaning in government, their whole life. And really, what have they accomplished for it? Then you have Trump Vance, who has been in the private sector for most of their lives, for most of their careers, making jobs happen and understanding if they do bad policies, their jobs will not be there any longer. Remember, in private work, if we do something wrong, consumers quit buying our goods and things change. These two guys have been in private sector. These two people, Harris Walz, has been in public sector, like Biden. Do we want career politicians leading us? Because to be honest with you, what has career politicians done for America other than put us in more debts, regulate us more, and actually prove that they really don't know what to do with the economy? I think we need to go back to 2016 through 2020. They were good years. Even people who didn't like Trump made money. Their retirements were better, and we were at peace. This is what needs to be brought up. Republicans need to bring these points up. They need to keep letting Kamala speak, because the more they let her speak, I think the more the Dems will be in panic and wonder if they've made the right decision, which I don't believe they did. But this is also a way that they can pretty much get rid of her. One more thing. Newsom, there was a leaked story from Breitbart that said that Newsom, like Ron Klain, said that we were told that we were to say that Harris was elected in an open process and that it was all going to be based on democracy. Now, what he's saying is they told us pretty much that Kamala is the shoo-in coordinated nominee. It wasn't really open to people to decide. Did you get to decide? Democrats, did you get to decide? No. They coordinated her. And people like Newsom now have the talking points of saying we got to back her. Ron Klain, who said she probably is not the best candidate and she needs to learn better. Clyburn even came out and said that it's a learning curve. She needs to do better, but she'll get there. Do we really want a leader that's walking us into World War III, into civil unrest, in a bad economy to do it because she don't know and she needs to learn how to do it? That's not what I want. Guys, let me know your thoughts on these stories. When you have Democrat people like Clyburn, Klain, and people like Gavin Newsom letting those little things slip, it's and legacy media coming back and saying, some of these policies we need to distance ourselves from. When they're all saying that Kamala might not be the best choice, I think that even plays better for Republicans. Again, look at the Democrats that are now coming to support Trump. I don't believe they're supporting him because they actually like him. I think they just realize how bad their candidate is. And that could be actually a benefit to us conservatives. Guys, let me know your thoughts. God bless.